Okay, just a quick video here on some programming stuff that I've been doing, just the way that I've set it up. So you'll see in my latest blog post that I'm doing a mini pre-season at the moment. I've got quite a few things that I do each session. So I'm just going to show you how I piece it together. So I've basically got 4 groups. So I've got a tendon stiffness group here. Okay, and there's the exercises that I want to do for them down the bottom. I want to do 2 rounds of that pretty much every session. Or I might break that in half and do 2 rounds of half of one. Group 2, I've got some core in there. I'll train that every session. I'll probably do 1 or 2 rounds of those exercises as well. I've also got some glutes, some hip extension and some hip thrust work that I'm doing for 4 days a week. 1 round of those plus the hip thrust sets. That changes every day though. Then I've just got some upper body thrown in maybe once or twice a week. It's just a basic ramp that I use there. So I've got a fair bit there that I'll do every session. So that looks quite a bit. So if you want to make it time efficient, here's how I set it up. So I put the first bit in first. I put all the group 1s up on the board. So I've just put the whole 2 rounds just for the sake of this. So you can see I've got them all on the road, the A skip, B skip, all the way down, 2 rounds of that. Okay, once I put that in, move my little thing over here. Okay, then I've put group 2 in, so I'll put the core in there. Okay, so I've evenly spread them out. Every second stiffness exercise I'll do the core one. Okay, it gets a bit cramped at the bottom down there. Not a big deal, I have to back up an exercise after exercise, not a big deal there. Okay, take that down. Okay, so now I've got my hip extension stuff, which I wanted before the hip thrusts. So I'll pop them in every 3rd exercise there. Hip extension, hip extension, hip extension, the 3 from the group. Then I'll put my upper body stuff in. Okay, so it's just a basic ramp where I'll start with military presses, and when that gets pretty hard I'll change them straight into bench presses at the same weight. So I'll just go right up in weight. So it's around this point here that I'll probably hit a pretty good 3 rep max on a military press, then I'll just roll into the bench presses. As far as the hip thrusts are concerned, so I'll move over, I've forgotten to put them in. I've got 6 of those, so I'd probably go hip thrust, hip thrust, hip thrust, every second exercise in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that takes me to the second last set. Okay, and there's my 6 hip thrust sets. So really I've got, what is it, 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 12 mini circuits to complete. So instead of doing 12 sets in a row of your stiffness and then your 8 sets of your core, and it gets very time consuming, I just mix them, I just roll them all into the one little bit. And there's different, so some circuits have 3 exercises, some will have 4, some will have 2. Not a big deal, just roll through them. Obviously works better if you've got some gym space to yourself, but try and work it out as best as you can in a big gym if you can. It's also good for you aim up to utilise a small space. So that's how I've been doing some of this.